Okay. Sorry for that. We had to we had to switch inputs. Can't be helped. But we're going to end tonight with announcements. QR codes, you guys know by now. Please use the one. Actually, please use both. I won't explain them too much, but yes, they're for us and also for you, so please use them. Next slide, please. In-person large group sign up. So this week was our second to last large group of the semester, and next week will be our very last one. Next week, yes, April 30th is 7 days from now, and that will be our last in-person large group for the spring semester. We've had a lot of ups and downs in large group this semester, so thank you guys for being faithful and also being prayerful. But yes, use this. I'll also post the link later tonight. Next slide, please. Okay, so I could not find another image for this, but this slide is for local churches. So this slide is there because we wanted to acknowledge not a problem, but we know that a lot of people go to GCPC, and we don't want to overcrowd GCPC because they have a limited amount of people, and we want to kind of give the people that actually live here a chance to go to GCPC. So with that, we want to just talk about a couple local churches that you guys can use. For freshmen, if you guys aren't familiar with them, that's fine. Ask upperclassmen, they've gone there, and they can take you there. If you guys don't know, this is GCPC. Hopefully you guys know that. So this is one of the local churches. If you guys have gone, it's a very, in my opinion, it's a structured service. It's not something I've experienced. I come from a Baptist background, but going to GCPC, it's very structured, call to worships, psalms, hymns, stuff like that. I can't really explain it unless you go to it, of course, but I really enjoy it, and Pastor Chris is a resource that we use often. Another church is Providence, and to explain Providence, Rebecca, could you please come up and explain to us a little bit about what Providence is?
All right. So I go to a different church called Providence Presbyterian Church. I also come from a Baptist background, so going to a Presbyterian church, I was kind of like, oh gosh, this is like really traditional. But it's in Christiansburg, not in Blacksburg. It's just like near Walmart area, and it's really small. But honestly, guys, like I've been going to church ever since I was born, and not to like overhype it, but I think at Providence was probably my first time really experiencing what it is to be part of a church body. I think one really cool thing is that, like, you know how they always have that, like, the meet and greet times, like, what's it called? Like, the peace, what is it? Spread, passing the peace, whatever they call it. They don't have that at Providence. And at first I was like, okay, that's nice. Like, I'm an introvert. I don't really like getting up and talking to people, but it was just because it's the culture of Providence. Like, they literally know, it's such a small church, they know who's new, and like they're not shy about it. Like, they'll like come up to you and introduce you and invite you over for meals. And I even spent Christmas with one of the Providence families there. So it's really cool getting to be part of that community for the past like year and a half. And I don't know. I feel like it would be really awesome just for college kids too, to be really immersed in that community. It's really important for us to not just be too, I guess, sheltered in our sense of like Asian American Christians. I feel like even branching outside of our bubble of like other cultures of believers, I feel like that's like something that has been really enlightening. Shameless plug for VT1 also. That's also a community that you guys can get a part of. But yeah, it's also a Presbyterian church. GCPC planted Providence, so they have really close ties. Pastor Rollo, one of the other pastors here, goes there to preach every once in a while. So it's very similar structure, but just definitely a smaller crowd of people, if that's what you guys are into. And yeah, if you guys want to check it out or anything, let me know, because there also is sign up, so you'd have to kind of let them know like a week beforehand. But yeah. And so and so Isaac O actually is going to come up here and talk about North Star, which is another church here in the local community. Yay!
I've been to North Star a couple of times, so I don't know too much, but it's less traditional than like Providence and GCPCR. Um, it's like I guess something more I'm used to, like worship wise. Um, it's a Baptist church. It's right outside of Fox Ridge. They have this new really big building, which is really nice. Um, they have free donuts and coffee. uh, yeah, a lot of more younger people, in my opinion, go there. So yeah, huh? They're going over Philippines right now. Yeah, and they got Carol Lee donuts. So yeah.
Thank you, Isaac, and thank you, Rebecca, for explaining that of local churches. Again, this is just an effort for us to spread awareness of the different local churches that we have. We don't want to the starter pack thing, like CCF starter pack. We don't want GCPC to be part of the CCF starter pack. We want local church to be part of the CCF starter pack. If you guys get what I mean, maybe you don't. That's fine. But again, if you guys don't know like exactly what we're talking about, you can always ask the upperclassmen. For today's sake, I'm going to refer you guys to Rebecca and Isaac for their respective churches, and they can redirect you to some more resources. And of course, if you guys want to try them out, that's encouraged. That's kind of the point of this. But yeah, those are local churches. There's definitely more, but just some that we have experience with and some that we can kind of talk about. But yes, next slide, please. Ministry meeting. So we do have ministry meeting this week. Mingy, I'm not sure. Is this the last ministry meeting of the semester? No? No, this is not the last ministry meeting of the semester. We have one again. Is it the week after or like 2 weeks? 2 weeks after. So that's like April. That's like somewhere in May. I'm not gonna say. But this week's ministry meeting is it's gonna be a seminar by Stephen Kim. He spoke last week. He is the staff at JMU at ACF. Yeah, we don't really know what the topic is about yet, but this is open to everyone, and I'll just say that. Yes, April 25th at 4 p.m. on Zoom. There'll be a link posted as the time gets closer. Next slide, please. Home groups. So I think home groups also have like 1 or 2 weeks left. There are weekly small groups, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 2 on Wednesday. They're at 7 p.m. on Zoom. They're also like meeting in person more these days. I've said this so many times before. It's a bit late to join a home group, but they can make it work. They can make it work. But there will be home groups next semester too, so don't worry. But yes, next slide, please. Media team. So there is media team meeting tomorrow at 3 p.m. on Zoom. Yes, on Zoom. And media team is led by Sungju. Oh. In person? Oh, okay. So Sungju has said no one else can come to media team except for media team. That is Sungju's orders. Heard from him directly. Boo. Okay, anyways. Sungju and Alice and Heju, they lead the media team. If you want more information, contact them. Yes, next slide, please. Reside. So there is Reside Ministry. That is our ex-outreach committee. Technically, the last meeting already happened, but if you go to Reside, Lisa has probably told you and probably talked about like continuing it and just doing it more. So there's more information to be announced. The next Reside meeting was supposed to be next Saturday, but due to an announcement that will be announced later, we cannot have that. But there will be more information with that, and Lisa will probably post on Facebook. And if you want more information about Reside itself, just go ask Lisa. Next slide, please. Oh. Okay, so this is the announcement that takes. So we have senior banquets May 1st. That's next Saturday at 7 p.m. There's a Facebook page for it, and there's an event page for it. We're still trying to figure out details about locations and like stuff like that, about like availability. It will be in person, but we also, I think, are gonna try to have an online option, of course, just to have everybody in. This is for our seniors, some seniors in particular, but this is for our impact class that are graduating. It's a bit sad, but also it's a time of joy for they get to leave. But yeah, look out for that. Please RSVP. I think the quicker you do it, the more priority you have. And of course, seniors have full priority because they're the ones graduating. But with that, May 1st, 7 p.m. Bye, seniors. Next slide, please. Okay, so blank email to cornerstone.g plus subscribe at vt.edu. This is for Sungju and Sungju only. That's it. Next slide, please. Connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, and our website. I won't say anything else after that. Just a sneak peek into next week. I'll be announcing something about Large Group. Nothing to get worried over, but I'm looking to recruit members. I know there are a lot of people here, and that means a lot of people that can serve. So if you guys are thinking about ways that you can serve, and maybe you're too wishy-washy or you don't know exactly where to serve, I'll be announcing that later, but it won't be going to effect till next semester. But I just want to let you guys know. I'll explain more next week, but with that, I think that's our last slide. That is our last slide. So that is officially the end of Large Group. Thank you, online people, for coming. Thank you, Pastor Moses. He left, but that's fine. Thank you, praise team, everyone here. Please enjoy your nights, and please don't crowd up a single house again with food and people. But with that, that is the end of Large Group. Thank you guys for coming. Until next semester. I just want to let you guys know. I'll explain more next week, but with that, I think that's our last slide. That is our last slide. So also, if you guys don't mind, please mingle in the outdoor section so praise team can clean up. Thank you.
Father's endless mercy prepared a table for me. How can it even be? You send your son down to save me.